All right, welcome to the boardroom. It's a delight to have you once again for a very insightful discussion. I hope we're all doing well. Prof, how is it?
Oh, by God's grace,
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
And now people are saying I look good.
Oh, yeah, with your new haircut.
Yes, my son came back home and he gave me this haircut.
Oh, that looks very beautiful.
It's called a wicked baba.
Thank you for saying the words out of my mouth.
Your son saw from within and gave you your heart's haircut.
You look very
It's
nice.
just a name. The haircut is just a name. Wicked baba is just a name.
The name of the haircut is
It's determined by how you feel in your heart. Yes,
Yeah.
in your heart.
Anyway.
Wicked old man having a wicked haircut.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's
you
funny,
look,
right?
You look very nice. General, everything fine?
Oh, everything is good by the grace of God.
Oh, okay.
I just returned from a consultation meeting.
Oh, okay.
We know the diaspora, the military organization in the diaspora, ECOWAS diaspora, called me to share some intellect.
Hey, so that girl was from ECOWAS?
Yes.
And you sent it to the toilet? My brother, don't disrespect ECOWAS.
but that's very
We've been
serious.
talking for ages.
Anyway,
You
gentlemen.
were on the toilet receiving call from, oh my God.
Military people, we know how we do our thing. So just,
Even how you change.
yes, it's an intellectual distance. So you just take your time.
Hey,
Sometimes you have to go beyond it.
General.
You see, we got alpha 2, 3, 4, omega.
We don't do alpha in the military.
Anyway.
We do bomb.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this thing. We don't do
If
alpha.
they could hear you.
Okay, all right. So I think that we all look very good. We look very
I
healthy.
think Professor should always have a haircut because anytime he cuts the hair, you can see that there's a transition.
Well, today I'm happy. I'm a happy man.
Okay, all right. So
The hair was actually holding your brains.
Oh, here.
okay, all right. So we are about to. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so gentlemen, we are. I think that we have quite a tall list today, and as usual, your expertise would come to bear, and would forward it to the president. We all know women are the backbone of this country, but in recent times, it's very sad how ladies just jump onto social media with their relationship issues. As board members, we want to see how the causes of why women just jump on social media to talk about their relationship issues and how we can stop this. Because I believe that relationship issues should be private. But now we see a lot of this thing happening on social media. What do you think, as board members, is the cause of this issue, and how can we stop this issue in our country? So that's the first question, and I would ask General Intatia to start with us.
Thank you very much. Obibini. In fact, I must say that it's very sad how of late women are jumping on social media. If not anything at all, the media, the TV stations and the radio stations, we've captured 2 prominent women in this country fighting on social media about who is having an affair with who and who is saying goodbye to who, and which is sad. It is sad because Madagana, who is a woman that we name Ghana after, and we say Madagana. Yes, Santua, as I speak now, is bowing her head down in shame. Yes, Santua right now is very sad. Go to Adra, go to Adeso, go to Cape Coast. All the big women, Hawa Yakubu, they are all crying in their souls. That a woman, they say, why did you think they brought that word Aketesia? It means a woman that has covered herself and is hiding in a corner. But right now, in this modern generation, some of the ladies that we have, Akatepie, they dress and the breast as if now, even if you're a woman and a man that are walking in town, you see a woman coming, come and talk, come and talk, come and talk. What is this? Now, even the dresses that they are wearing, if you don't take care, you say you are even doing good, you don't want to do anything bad, they are backside. They are coming, say you have to send from and what
do you think is the cause of all this?
The cause of all this is what I call opium.
Oh?
Opium.
Opium.
Now, this opium is an Italian word which came from the late 30s. Now, there's one man called Mr. Opine dating a woman called Opine. So together they became a couple and they named the thing opium. Now, the cause of this is one, what I call evil agenda. Because now they think that men are not giving them money. So what they have to do is to come on social media and exploit themselves. Second, is what I call money laundering. Money laundering. Because a lot of women are into money laundering right now. Some women are doing money laundering, which the other women are not able to do. And the last one is what I call Dubai account you. If she's in the house and the friend has gone to Dubai and she has not gone there, then she has to do anything possible to go to Dubai. And what she will do to go to Dubai is what I call by force exposure.
Okay, so you mean they are pressured one way or the other?
Peer group pressure.
Okay.
And WhatsApp pressure, Instagram pressure, and Facebook. Some woman, one girl be in my area. She doesn't have anything. You poor girl, this is a common poor girl. You don't have any, you go to a boutique and go and borrow a dress and come and take picture. Why? Why?
All right. Okay.
Let me say this. You know, a lot of these young girls are trying to keep up appearances. And keeping up appearances will lead you into something you don't want to do. We have entered into the Solomonic era. And when I talk about the Solomonic era in these days, I am talking about women feeling comfortable sharing one man. If you look at the Solomonic season, Solomon had 300 wives, 700 concubines, and all the women were comfortable. We never heard any of them fight. You understand? But what are we seeing these days? If you want to enter into the Solomonic era, I don't have a problem. But why do you have to fight? Because if 700 concubines and 300 wives stayed peacefully, and we never heard that Solomon became unwise, he kept on being wise, and he kept on having money. Why do you 2, 3 ladies, 4, 5, or maybe even 20 around one man cause a whole pandemic?
Yeah, so
whole serious problems on social media.
What do you think is the cause?
The first thing I said, and I repeat, is keeping up appearances.
Okay.
Everybody wants to belong, create a class for themselves. You understand? A 20-year-old girl wants to achieve what a 50-year-old woman has achieved.
Okay.
A 30-year-old girl wants to be accorded the accolades like we will give to the astute and wonderful great women. I don't want to mention any name to feel that I'm being biased, but there are women who have been astute in the society. And we always say that when you educate a man, you educate what? An individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate what? A nation. You saying these women are backbones to a nation. The bones are broken.
Okay.
The whole backbone is cracked.
Arrows.
Be quiet and don't be silly. We are the famous
House of Hope.
Oh, we
Never say die. The women never say that.
If the ladies will stop keeping up appearances and putting unnecessary pressure on themselves, I am telling you what, we will have a peaceful husbandry.
Okay. All right.
Husbandry.
Okay.
Animal husbandry.
All right. Thank you
No,
so much.
human husbandry.
Prof, it's also sad to note that these very people we are talking about have become icons, like role models in our country, and the young ones are looking up to them.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a very serious issue for the country to bear. Yeah. What are some of the things with your experience you think we should do to stop this whole thing?
There's nothing to stop. You can't stop that. This world is supposed to have good and bad. You can't stop the bad from being bad. After all, there are other women in the industry. There's Chief Justice Georgina Wood.
Yeah.
Are children not looking up to her?
They are.
Yeah, so if somebody is being bad, why should you stop her from... If you like, let all the women in this country be like, Auntie Joyce Aye. If they will be bad, they will be bad. If they would twerk for old men, they would twerk. So what I'm saying is, you are saying they are learning from them. Where are their mothers? Are their mothers fighting in town? What are their mothers doing? Why are they not learning from their mothers? Why did they choose to learn from somebody who is doing bad? So it's not a matter of stopping them. But my problem is, if you have somebody's husband and you are petting him small, keep quiet. Shh. No petting. If he gives you money, you collect it. If he doesn't, you keep quiet, you look for another one. That's all. You don't come out fighting.
So you endorse people.
I don't endorse, but what I'm trying to condemn is the fight and insult. We don't need that. You understand?
Okay.
You're like this, you can't tell me you've been with your wife all this while and you haven't had any side issues.
On what grounds, sir?
I said you can't tell me.
You need to argue this one. Yeah, just answer the question. Have you had any side quest apart from your wife? Yes.
Oh no.
The way you start with
No, because for me, because these are private issues which we don't need to discuss.
Exactly. That is my point.
I won't come and sit here.
Okay, but for this, we won't take it to the president. So just because, table of men. Have you had any?
Let me listen to
So that is my point. It's a private issue.
Yeah.
It shouldn't come out.
Yeah.
So you have an affair with somebody's husband, keep quiet. Keep quiet. They bought a house for you, nobody was there. They bought a school for you, nobody was there. Keep quiet and enjoy. Don't bring your frustration on us. This man like this, he likes women like something. Every girl, this guy will taste.
These are no open secrets.
His is different, but he won't come here and talk about it.
No, at all.
Wait, you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
No, but I don't understand.
Let's have your submission.
It's very, very sad that in this 21st or 24th century, whatever century we are in, this is happening. And Prof here was talking about why are they looking up to those women on social media and not looking up to the men. But it is sad to say that these women are mothers. So where are their children, or who should they go and look up to? I blame social media.
How?
It has become cheap.
Okay.
Everybody can go on social media, and you see the media that when we were kids. I'm sure Prof was, I mean, you can relate. When we were kids, the Thursday theaters, and then the, what do we call it?
Sofodazis
and the likes.
Obra.
They will teach you morals. They will teach you that as a young boy, when you are seated and an old man come,
even
get up.
the song with Obra alone.
Yes, it taught us morals. What are we seeing now? If you are shooting a movie and you don't see what general said, yes, if no better we come. No sorry for
but we are having a moral education in our schools. The children are being taught moral education.
Which schools? Which moral what?
In our schools.
When we were in school, who were you? Whom am you to take your phone to school? Now they have phones, social media, twerking here and there.
So now, let me
media.
ask a follow-up question. So how can we make social media expensive? You said social media has
We
become
can't make
cheap.
social media expensive. We should make our traditional media expensive and let them teach the right morals.
Thank you.
We can't just put anything on TV. When we were kids, before you even see a music video that shows even a lady's thighs, that would be like around midnight.
It has gone through scrutiny.
Yes.
But don't you agree that time changes?
What time changes? What is the time now? Has it changed? Has the sun stopped setting at 6 and rising at 6?
I'm talking about generation.
What generation? Then say generation changes. Don't say time changes.
Time changes.
If you say time changes, then you're wrong. Because the watch here, it hasn't changed.
What says the time now?
The time now hasn't changed. It's the same time at this time tomorrow. It will be the same time.
So,
What are you talking about?
with this era that the children have access to the internet, they see. The question is, how do we limit this
We
happening?
shut the internet.
Okay. How do we shut?
Blame the old men.
Because what you hear is me
I want the big ones, the sugar ones. If those men respect themselves and not go for the young ones, they can't come there and talk nonsense.
If the young ones, you two, you are grooming yourself, well, they will come for you.
Grooming yourself what?
You see,
You are the one who's supposed to teach
and I
them.
cut my hair to look good for them. The pressure came on me.
Oh, so
and
you
I had
cut
to-
your hair to look good for them. That was
you
the
imagine?
reason
I just have to look good anyway.
for them.
For them.
No, but at this point, I don't understand.
He can't even say his real age because he doesn't want to lose a small girl.
Prof, did I hear you say you cut your hair to look good for them?
What I'm saying is the young ones should groom themselves well.
And then you
so
cut your hair to what?
So that the girls will come to them.
Okay.
No, but
If you
why
say
why
that
you
you
cut your
need
hair?
to...
No,
I-
at this point, you're giving 3 steps. 3 steps. Like Osman, like this, by this time you do like
Back bush.
Back bush.
Look at you. Where you were couple. Can you imagine?
And he's looking,
And he's
he's
telling
looking
us
good.
his ex is 21 years old.
Hey, it's not 21. It's not 21.
How old is he? How old is
He
he?
just turned 22 last week.
You see?
You can't come and... Please. Don't listen to this.
Yes, I know them.
So, Prof, your whole idea of looking good is to attract or to be
Old men.
attracted
No,
to.
to feel good about myself.
To feel good about
To feel
yourself.
good
Please,
about
the president
myself.
does not know this.
Okay,
Please.
all right.
The
So
president
now,
does not know
what are some of the things, if I can get the point, that we can do to strengthen our traditional media, as Ignatius said, so that we can channel all the views to our traditional media?
Well, my problem is not with traditional media. I mean, it is through traditional media that social media came up.
Okay.
When Daddy Lumba was releasing hit songs, where was social media?
There was no social
When
media.
A.B. Cransell was releasing hit songs, where was social media? But there were some ingredients of nudity in their videos and profanity in their songs.
But they covered it.
So, but they didn't cover anything. They didn't cover anything.
I have a friend with the fee.
Look at that.
That song was talking about something.
They were talking about
But
sex.
you
Be clear with
needed
it. But you wouldn't know.
Who said it was talking about sex?
Don't go there.
How?
Who said it was talking about sex? That means it was clear at your ages. You knew that something was happening in that song.
No, see.
So I don't blame social media. I blame the human beings themselves. If you don't have a job, that is what you do.
You don't have a job.
Yes.
Okay.
So the president must create lots of employment for the
Okay.
youth. If you have a job, you are waking up at 5:30 to catch the next bus to go to work, start at 7:30. What will you be doing twerking on social media for an old man?
So
Didn't you see the video of the nurse on duty twerking?
It was pleasure, work and happiness.
Work and what
Work and
happiness?
happiness.
A nurse in this pandemic, you are twerking.
Anyway.
Yes, you wanted to die just like that.
Yeah.
You want, who did it offend?
Who did it offend?
Who did it
Who
offend?
did it impact?
Hello.
Me.
Let's.
I enjoy it. I'm telling you.
Oh, but you know what? Let me just say this. You see, there's something I always say, and it's a popular adage that people talk about. Let's take the monkey's hand out of the soup before it turns into a human hand. Oh, but you watch this.
No. You say it's an what?
It's an old adage.
Who said, who sat down to say that? Let's take the monkeys.
Victor Tete.
Thank you.
Who said that?
If it's Victor, then I will answer. Because who will say, will you take the monkey's hand out of the soup?
General, can he make his point? I think we don't have much time. Can you
Let me just say this quickly. Let's understand it. If we don't see the things we refuse to stop from the olden times is what has moved to the present times. And I'll tell you why.
I side with you.
When in the olden times, when a legend like Jedu Blade was singing nice songs and decided to do we should have stopped him there. That gentleman, stop this one. We did not.
And we allowed him.
We allowed him. Now Abiatus came and he also hit his own during his era with noise making. We didn't stop him. No, this present time, Patapa also brought out. He said, oh, he's a crazy boy.
Chelsea.
He's a crazy boy.
Chelsea.
Don't mind him. He's a crazy boy. Now, the one we thought was not crazy came out, boom, stone boy.
Sampatama Petu. Sampatama Putu.
The next time we go, the next time we hear, somebody will come and point.
But you've forgotten about, no, we have that one, we don't know some. I mean, what am I?
We hear so things we were supposed to stop in those times, we didn't stop it. And that was leading to this. So please, like what you have said right now about these women, if we don't stop it today, the next time you not see women fighting about what
those songs are good. Prof, it helps the blood.
No, but nothing showed that this thing was not happening before.
But
this thing was happening way back, but because there was no social media.
That's
this is the
another
first
point.
time an old man has gone for a young girl. No, there was no social media.
What are we discussing right now?
It is up to the old men to
we are
respect
discussing
themselves.
that the ladies, resorting to
the whole
social media, talking about their relationship issues. What advice would you give to the president to curb this issue?
I want to tell the president that
one advice.
If you are doing that thing, you do it once and for all. We are doing one district, one factory. All the ladies who want to enter into that lifestyle, let's groom them and put them in one big factory. So that nobody will even have to struggle going to social media to go and look for them. If you want somebody, you just go to that factory, go and pick the type of woman you want, and then you start life with her. I think that would be better than allowing them to scatter around. It's difficult for you to locate which one is which. So if we have all of them under one roof, Prof like this, we just walk and go there.
No,
I'll call you
at your age. They have my number. They will call me themselves. Don't bring me into that.
They have your number?
They have your number. Today you are exposing yourself. You are exposing yourself very well. And keep on.
Prof, are you listening to yourself?
I will lead you to go astray. They have your number.
So which district would this be?
You see, when they build a factory,
Where?
I think they should place the factory at Bibiani. Bibiani is far. So by the time you from Accra, you go there, you leave your wife and struggle and get to Bibiani, and you still go.
You give up.
God will punish you. God will punish you.
He cannot go.
Why would I have a car like this?
Anyway,
It's very funny. It's very funny. When there was no car, and there was Kumasi and Accra, people still walked to Accra and Kumasi to.
Why do you want to expose your family?
I'm not exposing my family.
Anyway, so I think that we have done enough discussion on this topic. Let's do the second topic. And observing the current happening among our youth with the kind of language being used, it's become very worrying and disturbing. Now, abusive and insulting language has become the order of the day among our youth. Now, this has become of great concern to the president. We would want to see how we can correct this issue, to train our children to grow to be more respectful and mindful of the language that they use, especially when they go on social media. How can we do this thing to correct this nuisance in our youth?
You want to pick this?
Doc, I want you to pick this up.
When I was in school 30 years ago or more, who are you? There's a military man here. Ask him about squats. When you are in the military and they tell you to squat, ask him about it. See, when I messed up, I was not only asked to squat. I was asked to squat carrying a stone. And anytime you squat and you are coming up, you have to say a line. Listen, whatever you did, that caused that punishment. If you see it coming here, you will pass it. Nowadays, come and see. Oh, no corporal punishment in school. It is against human rights. It's against the rights of a child. It's against this thing. See, me, my guide is the Bible. I'm not trying to be religious, but my guide is the Bible. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Sakwala dia nenya fata aba. Odi aba na yi. Ifina komaso. Why have we left the king? I remember when I was in senior high school. Listen, they could soak cane in kerosene. And when you are coming late to school, normal late, the teacher will be holding the cane and he will be smiling at you.
But those ones are now termed as abuse.
How was it? Have I died? Have I died?
So you want to die before you call it abuse?
There is a mark on my hand. Unfortunately, I can't flip this. It's around here, a mark.
What you
Anytime
saying is
I want to
insensitive.
see, anytime I want to insult someone, and by mistake I stretch my hand to insult, and I see the mark, I swallow.
You use your
So you
hand
think,
to
you think that is the
insult. What
right
kind
way
of talk
to
is
go?
that?
You think that's the right way to go?
There are people in school who were never beaten because they stayed in their lane. And those who were always beaten were always messing up. And after some time, they never messed up again. All I'm saying is, this thing about these kids messing around and thinking that they are on top of issues and they are fooling around and insulting the presidency and insulting any elderly person. And then, listen, I am telling you the gospel truth. We must pick the cane again.
Doc, you are advocating for the use of cane in our schools.
We need to.
Okay, all right. Ignatius, what's your take on this?
Well, I think that two factors. The first one is the fact that we should understand these kids. Okay, when we were in school and we were writing exams under free conditions, there was no social distancing. Still, this time around, there are almost like 3 or 4 factors. Number one, social distance. So now, if the gap was like this, that you could even do challenge number 4. Now, it is like a cry in Kumasi. You need a megaphone to ask number 5.
You have a point.
Challenge is not easy.
You have a point.
Now you can't even do challenge. Because before you can even spy like this and watch.
But is that right?
My brother, we've all been in school before. If these things don't if these things don't happen, like we know they're here today. Number 2, when you are writing, and you now the exam is beating you, you take in a deep breath and you bring it out. Letting your frustrations out of the air. But this time around, then when you do, the face might be like, Uncle baby, oh.
Let me give you a scenario. Recently, I think one of the exams, the boy, the questions were difficult, so he wanted to breathe. Fire came. And the exam question bent. Yeah, fire from his pressure.
So you see, you see, that is one of the issues. So them venting out their grievances, I mean, yeah, it went out of proportion, but that is one of the reasons. Number 2, why are we condemning the kids when we have politicians sit on radio and talk anyhow? Who is talking about that? So the politicians are above the law, can insult anybody, talk anyhow. They don't even say it on social media. It's on traditional media. That's everywhere. And our elders, I don't know why today it's like our elders, they're not helping us. If you have a 65 or a 70-year-old man sit here and tell you, what's the guy, the one that's like, this is, although, yeah. So if such a man as old as he is saying that, why should we go and say, because a small boy said that he shouldn't be allowed
for a child to insult an elderly person?
Hold on. Are we not the people who said what the child sees is what he learns? Are we not the people who said kukru kukru nu jaya kiker kiker zube jaya awa kukru kukru nu jaya kiker kiker zube jaya awa? Are we not the one who said that? Yeah. As you advising the fish. Yes, advise the cat. So if you are throwing advices out, let's advise the people we are saying these kids should look up. Our first topic, we're talking about looking up to women. Because, yes, you have to look up to somebody. So if I see my father, if I like this politician very much, and this politician is speaking anyhow, and I want to be like him, what must I do?
So how can we stop? How can we?
It's such a low level of thinking. If you like this politician so much and he's insulting, why don't you become a politician before you start insulting?
Oh!
Was that politician insulting his
yes, I grow best if you are not
if you will win him,
if you are pampas,
enemy.
Wait.
I will give it to him now.
What just happened?
Let's respect this meeting.
That's what I'm saying. If they all respect
if we are
themselves.
here as elderly people and we are insulting ourselves.
No, Mr. Chairman.
And
Mr. Chairman, hold on.
This is on live
Mr.
TV.
Chairman, hold on. We are talking
This
about.
is on live TV.
Then let's put
And we have
Proverbs
children.
aside. You say train up a child the way he should go.
And when he grows,
when he grows, he will not depart. So it's from infancy. Charity.
But I won't
Where does charity begin
sit
from?
here and chair this meeting and see you guys insult
Oh, I
yourself.
want to talk again.
Respect is not demanded. Respect is what?
Jamie, it's me that I like.
If you earn the
We need
respect, we will
small. We
respect
can
you.
hear back.
If you don't want to respect yourself,
Jamie.
we too will respect you.
Jamie,
All
man.
right, Ignatius.
Telling me the old word.
My shame here, she done my boy, Jamie.
General, what's your take on this? We have our children now going to social media, using very bad language, insulting the elders and saying all sort of things. And it's not good for our country. Now, what are the causes of this whole issue and how can we solve it?
Thank you, Obibini. In fact, this one, I won't take it. I will carry it. I just received a text from one good friend from Japan. And in fact, when he heard that we are discussing this topic to advise the youth and to talk about this to the president, so we can advise the president to see what he will do, he felt that he should find something for me to say. And in fact, he gave me one Japanese proverb, and he said, "The dog that you refuse to sack when you are going out, you will come back home and see that a car has knocked him down."
Meaning,
when you are going out and you see your dog, the dog really likes you and the dog is following you, turn your back and say, hi, go home. But you don't keep quiet and allow the dog to follow you and then you leave the dog and pick a car. The dog will be wandering about and car will hit the dog. I'm saying this because from time immemorial, we have allowed ourselves for things to happen that we don't know how to solve it. And combining Doc's point and Mr. Ignatius' point, I don't see the need for us to continue this kind of life in this nation. That a whole country like Ghana, a youth can stand on social media to insult leaders. And what annoyed me most is when he was apologized to, he knelt on our asphalt that we have used money to buy. He knelt on it.
why would a child or a youth or a student just go on social media to just rant and express
The
himself
causes
like
is
that?
one of the causes is what Mr. Ignatius said. Some of our leaders, the kind of language that they speak on TV and radio stations, particularly our politicians. If you are a politician, does it mean that you should come go on TV? That you tell your fellow politician, you insult abusive words? The children are watching. That's why I said the dog that you refuse to sack, when you are going out, you come back and come and meet it dead. They are watching us.
The children have become dead goats now.
What we say, they are watching. The food we eat, we are watching. The young girls that they follow, we are watching. So now, the generation that is coming are watching our things that we are doing. When Kwame Nkrumah was the president of this nation, he placed Ghana at a certain pedagogy, please. Allow me to use pedagogy.
Okay.
He placed the nation at, oh my goodness, I don't like it when I want to use a word and somebody just
Sorry. I thought you wanted to say pedestal.
All right.
Because
he
you
placed the nation at a certain, let me use, sorry, you'll be free.
The word
but
they
use
say
your word.
means
I'm
platform.
learning.
Go ahead, go
A
ahead.
certain pedestal.
No, I'm
Okay,
learning.
so
a
you're
new
using
word.
the same word, pedestal.
I wanted to use pedagogy, but if it has brought pedestal, let
Pedagogy
me take my
means
pedagogy.
platform.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right.
a
So
level.
let's go. Let's.
When Kwame Nkrumah was living, he put the nation at a certain pedestal. And then gradually, the pedestal started coming down. Now the pedestal is on our head.
It has become metal.
It has become metal. Thank you very much for this. So, in fact, it is sad that we have sat down. And when Doug was saying, we said we should bring back canes. You can't cane the children. When those they look at our time, children were scared to speak in public because they say "Openi kasa akwadaa nkabi." But Sabi, if you have some openi in the house and he's misbehaving, and the child is there, and the child is white, you say answer the bemo akwadaa nyasafoɔ ya wo penny Jimmy for. Not Jimmy Idianka. If you are there and your hair is grey and you are fooling, can the young boy who are sitting also advise you?
Can you make your mistake direct?
No. And then when they come and say, then they say, hey Jamie, in what? That you are an old man, you have grey hair, so nobody can talk back at you if you insult. They didn't teach that.
So what is causing? I want us to have a cause of this whole issue.
What is right this down? What
You
causes?
go, like Jimmy. Only.
I'll come
You
to you.
come and say,
Prof, I'll
HME.
come
But
to
you are
you.
putting fear in the young ones. If we can't, the children, it's what I call corporal punishment. It's not good. Why not? Let's give them exercise. If the child is walking and is free and he does something wrong, let him stand on one leg and raise the other leg or something. Or give them an exercise. Go and write something. You know, the case is in the. Why must?
Okay, all right, it's okay. Prof, Asatama, your take on this, our children,
Yeah.
your grandchildren, now resorting to insults
Insults.
the old ones on social
Yeah,
media, and they are
yes.
proud about it.
Yes.
What is causing all this, and how can we work at it?
As for insults, I would say insults have been with us from time immemorial. You cannot change it. You cannot change it because it's part of us, part and parcel of us. The only problem is who you are insulting. You are saying that the kids are watching politicians, they are watching Asatama insult. My problem is, have you heard a politician insult another politician with the kind of words these young guys are using?
Yes, it happens. Prof, it
Have
happens.
you heard a politician insult another politician?
Yes.
Oh, let me forget. The target was the president. This kid was insulting the president. Have you heard even the tightest opposition member insult the
They do
president?
it, Prof. They do it. If you like, I'll give you an example. They do it every day.
Jenna, please hold on. Let's,
Who?
Prof,
If you rise up and say that somebody is, how do you call it? Somebody is, the word that they've been using for the former president, what is the word? Incompetent. You say somebody is incompetent,
Look at
and you say
that.
somebody, another person is also, how do you call it? An old man. Don't you think that is an insult?
Look at that. That's why I'm saying you're not even listening. I said the kind of insult. If I say you are an incompetent person, it means you can't do the job that has been given to you. Is that an insult?
That is a sugar-coated
okay,
insult.
all right.
Is
Make
that
your
an
point.
insult?
Make your
An
point.
insult.
Please,
Why will the
please,
kid
let's-
who is
Insult
learning?
in English.
Why won't the kid who
If
is
you,
learning?
not a politician, can use all word
Ignatius.
on national TV, what are you talking about?
Am I a
you
politician?
is not a politician.
Prof, make your point.
Hey, Jay,
Make your point.
See,
Prof, where you are
the
Prof, make your
slightest
point.
opportunity you get, it was
He is
insult.
Look, when we were in school writing exams, no matter how hard or difficult the paper was, you would not even insult your headmaster or your teacher. The insults were going straight to WAEC. You say, hey, WAEC for Omutilimu Yading. That is all that we were saying. So what has changed? Why would a kid decide to say that this exams I couldn't solve it because of the president? What happened? It's because the president has politicized the schooling system. So the kid feels that the president is responsible for his
I
passing
beg
of
your
the
pardon. It's not the president who has politicized the school system.
You understand?
It is all the political parties together who have politicized the school system. It is both two major political parties who are doing this. They don't put it on one person.
Okay.
Can I insult him so
No,
we continue?
please,
Yes,
no-
it's part
no
of us.
insult,
It's
no
part of
insult.
us. You can
No
insult
insult.
him.
No insult.
No insult.
No insult. Make your
Jackie
point.
Kemba.
Make your point.
So what I'm saying is, why would the kid insult the president instead of WAEC, instead of his teacher, instead of what? Why the president?
Prof,
It's because,
Prof,
yes,
hold on. So if all things being equal, the president is even has politicized the school system, does the child or the student have the right and the guts to insult the
it's
president?
because of what you have done.
Mr. Chairman.
You see, last year they wrote exams. People failed. People failed. And those who mostly fail are the stubborn ones. Why didn't they do such things? But these ones, the president, tell him, when he was coming out to name these people, I told him, don't do it. Don't name them. Nobody is calling them a Kufado graduates. You want to come and tag yourself to them. Stop! Stop! Hey! He didn't stop. He went to name them so that people also feel directly associated with you. So instead of this insult, all the insults, we couldn't pass, this exam was difficult, it's straight to WAEC. WAEC is wicked. That's all we've been saying. So why would they direct it to the president? You have paid your school fees, fine. Exam fee, let them pay. Let them
So you
pay.
think that the free education thing is not helping?
It's helping. but you don't politicize it, make it your own.
Okay.
It's for Ghana. You've made free education for Ghana. Don't come and name it. Don't come and name it.
I think we are diverting, because now if any president comes and do something, he say it's my project. Is Ghana yours?
Is my submission yours?
It's a collaboration.
No, it's my collaboration. No.
Then take it. No, take it. Take it. What? Okay, take it and do your own thing. Take it.
Come on, back.
Prof, take it easy. Prof, take it easy. So, please, in conclusion, what are you saying?
In conclusion, the kids are being stubborn, and it's there. Everybody's seeing it. It's not. I'm not blaming the president entirely, but what I'm saying is he caused it. But for the children to insult, that is for their upbringing. The whole school, are you the only one who couldn't see, you couldn't write a paper? It's because you are stubborn. If you look at his father sitting by him when he was making the apology, you could see where the insults were coming from. You understand? The upbringing of these children from their homes is causing this problem. Because there were students, there is also a school prefect in the school.
Do you think that our school system is contributing to this whole issue? Our school system, the issue of children not being caned and all those things?
No, far from that. People caned us. I remember one teacher, Mr. Anani, he caned me. I will never forget that teacher. I have cursed him a lot of times. I cursed him. Now he's a pastor. He will see where they will transfer him to. He will see.
Well, I think,
okay.
Mr. Chairman, we have to understand the fact that the fundamentals are weak. The fundamentals have been broken. Until we go back to work on the fundamentals, we should forget about this thing they're talking about. Like you said, that the people, did they have any right? They didn't use right. The right hand is not for these things. They use left. So I decided to put some keys down that you can take to the president to actually.
You had your chance to talk.
The other thing is that the president, in his capacity, has also stepped in to intervene in the punishment that was given to the students who did that. What's your view on that? I think they were dismissed and they were not supposed to write the exams, but the president has intervened in the situation. He said that they should look at it and allow them to write the exam. Do you think that this act of the president is deterring enough for the other?
Let me take this one. I think I must congratulate the president for stepping in. I think, I say, I think the children, they've heard and they've seen that, they've been remorseful of their acts. So instead of depriving them of their future, that they don't write the exams, we should allow them to write. By this time around, we should transfer them. If they are writing the exams in Accra, let's send them to Boko, somewhere that is far, so that at least by the time they will write the exams there and return back home, they will see that life is not on a silver.
No, I think Boko, that's not right.
Okay.
You see, no, that's not right. You are saying that the president has come in as a father, which I side with you, and that's good because he's a father, and you can tell that this is someone who is really poised to improve the educational system. That said, each person has the right to education, but intervening was good. I think they can look at putting them at the seaside. One is at Labadi Beach, the other one will be at Kokrobite, alone in front of the sea.
Okay, so you are a psychologist. Is there anything wrong with the psyche of our youth or our children?
That's what I've been saying. That psychologically we have taught these kids that it is good to do what they are doing now. Because what the child sees the elderly do, he does.
And that should even go way back, even to our homes.
Yes.
There are some homes, all these kids, before the father will even say good morning, it comes with an insult.
Imagine your prof son. You get an O before they call you.
Yes.
You see, what I'm saying is,
You understand? So,
you people are saying the kids are learning from the old ones. Why don't you go and do that? If your father comes out and say, Kwasia, good morning, why don't you become a father and say, Kwasia, good morning to your son? No. Who are you letting your father to?
Don't you believe that what you say or what you do, the children takes it up?
Of course. They take it up. When you as a father, you are getting out of the house and you pay,
if a child,
what the money you give to your wife, what is it?
If a child,
chop money.
If a child sees
will you learn? Okay. You the child,
so
will you learn?
If a child sees you wash the car, the child will not wait to become a father before he washes the car.
Good.
He washes the car at that age.
Good.
You understand?
Don't go far.
Good.
Don't go
far. If your child sees that you've changed your car, you bought another car, what does he do?
Because he doesn't have the means to buy.
You are not there to do the same thing.
Let me give you this scenario. A father who is in the force, okay, is a policeman, okay, he's always at the roadside. His son sits in the trotro going to school. The father stops that trotro, and then the son sees the trotro driver putting 1 Ghana cedis in his license and giving it to his father, who is a policeman. The father opens the license, sees the 1 Ghana, pushes it into his pocket, and take it and go. When the child came back home in the evening, the father said, where is your terminal report? The boy had failed, but he knows they will beat him.
This is a joke.
He picked 1 cedi.
This is a joke.
He picked 1 cedi.
It's a joke.
Put it inside. And then he wants to give it to his father. And his father received it.
This is a Pasco joke.
It is because...
Don't shut on Pasco.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
What the child showed, that he came to tell the father.
All right, so we'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm
Welcome back from the break. So far, so good. We are getting close to the end of this discussion. The third and final discussion topic is there's a general assertion of the EC doing a very successful job by registering everybody in Ghana. In fact, they did 16.6 million people, which exceeds their target of 15 million. And it's been touted as very successful. But there have been pockets of issues around, and one of the issues that is of concern to the president is where politicians have gotten involved with registration. You know, issues where they are busing people from one community to the another, from one country to the other. There's this issue of CCC Ivorian brought into Ghana to register for one particular political party. Is it advisable? Is this something that should be encouraged? Getting the politician involved with just writing your name and getting your card to vote. Do the politicians have to be part of this? Would they have to get involved, busing people to the communities to register? With this topic, would take the first submission from Ignatius, if you have.
Okay, let me quickly just say this, right? I think if we've had such reports, then the EC cannot come and tell us we've had a successful exercise. Because these are the people we've caught. What about those that were not caught? Because the whole idea of creating this new register was to clear names of people who are not Ghanaians. Now you've had 66 out of the lot. You can't tell me the 66 are the only people who came in from elsewhere to register.
But the case that has been reported, if you look at the coverage nationwide and the number of issues we've had, relatively, they can say it's been very successful.
Yes, but that tells us that we can still not stand firmly and say that the register is full of only Ghanaians. It's been flawed. And to me, I think we should start the whole process again. Unless we want to go to the post like this, because they've caused financial loss to the state.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. General, what's your submission on this?
I think the EC have done a yeoman's job.
A what?
A yeoman's job, where they were baggy.
All right, let's go.
How do you talk about yo-yo when we are talking about a corporate institution like EC?
You made your point.
What's yo-yo?
I didn't interject. Please, allow me to...
So why you say yo-yo? What's yo-yo?
Ignatius, hold it.
What's yo-yo?
Meaning, in fact, what they've done right now is what I call bringing Ghanaians back to life. According to sources, even the previous register the names that were there were not Ghanaians. If you go inside, if you've been there to sitting down, the old register, your name is not you. Your name can be somebody. But this, now that they've done this register, now that we know that our name is our name. So, bringing
But you see, coming to the name, the same people who are registering names like Kofi Kwame, Kwame Kofi, and all those things.
Now we should even question whether they put their Ghanaians.
The Kofi Kwame, they came from Ivory Coast to come and register.
Yes.
Go to history and go and see. Ivory Coast people, they have Ashantis there. So if the Ashantis are coming back to Ghana to come and join the ancestors to come and register and go back to their country.
What is wrong with this one?
What is wrong with that?
What is wrong with this one? So one person.
I'm not against anybody coming to register. They should open the borders for the voter people who they are. Talk about Agokoli. He walked with his back. When he was walking, he didn't watch his back, so he came to pass Ghana. He left some ancestors here. So those there, if they are coming to register and go back to Togo, what is the problem?
So one person is born on Friday and at the same time born on Saturday.
They are coming home.
So it tells you that even the EC, the people who are registering those Kofi Kwame, we should question if they are Ghanaians.
Let me give you a revelation.
How can a Ghanaian register Kofi Kwame?
The long truck drivers who do long journey, they go to Burkina Faso. They have children there. If their children are 18 years and they are following their father to come and register, is it a crime?
They are called Kofi Kwame.
I think I will just say mine with what he just said so that I will just end there. The Kofi Kwame, you see, let me educate us. You see, clinically, it can be true. But just that the number is huge. The 66 people all having certain.
How can one person be born on
Wait, let me explain to you. Listen, I am a doctor. Let me explain to you. Listen, if a man, if a child, or if a woman goes to the labor ward and it's time for delivery, and on Friday night at 11:57 p.m., the child is coming out and the head of the child is out, the child is already Kofi or Efia.
Yeah.
By 12:07 a.m., which is Saturday morning, the whole body now comes out. The child is Kwame.
And like
Simple.
You have done
Simple.
this. You have done this.
Simple. So it can be done.
So, Prof.
Simple. So please.
The doctor is suffering from psychological mementis.
Simple. So you can have Kofi,
Psychological
Kwame, easily.
mementis.
Or Efia,
Okay,
Amma,
all right.
easily.
My problem is not directed at the EC. The president should think beyond EC registration. 66 people from Ivory Coast coming into Ghana. I thought the borders were closed. Where did they pass?
Border king.
Fine, let's cancel the border being closed. If you are able to dodge things and come into the country, what happens to you? We quarantine you for 14 days. Where were they quarantined? Why? So as for them, they are so immune to the laws of this country. Once they are able to enter, they register, they join people and register. Who quarantined them? The president should think beyond registration. Should think about our lives. If, for instance, this guy was registering there, by now he's been infected with the coronavirus.
But you can't be sure all this.
I know he will be infected. Once he's there, he will be infected.
How?
People coming from other countries. So why were we quarantining people?
Okay.
Yes, so we should look at that side. Coming to the names, you say Kofi Kwame is not too much of a problem. The first president of this nation, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, if you have your calendars, let me educate you small. He was born on the 21st of September, 1909. You can check for me.
No. We know.
we
Right?
know that one.
So go on.
You know why I said check? Check your calendar. 21st of September, 1909.
It's a Friday, we know that.
You rush too much. It's not a Friday.
It's a what?
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Saturday, Sunday.
Kwame Nkrumah was born on a
It's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And why
Why is he called Kwame Nkrumah? The guy was even initially called Kofi Nkrumah.
Oh,
He went to school, he changed it to Kwame.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, he was born on a Tuesday. Kwame. So, if you want to come clinically, it will be Kwame Nkrumah Kwame.
Yes.
So you
That tells how useless you are.
So you're making noise here. You don't know what
As a doctor.
Okay.
So
You see?
you think what he's saying, he's rather supporting you?
No!
But
He's
making
happy
a
you are
point.
supporting
He's making a point.
He's happy you are supporting him. Let him know how foolish he is as a
He's making a
Quite
point.
small for me to watch.
He's making a point.
So what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I even have an ex who was called Gifty Kwame. She's a woman, but it's called Kwame.
But Kwame is a surname.
Was she born on
Volta.
Wednesday, Thursday?
So good. So that's Kwame is a surname. If he had a brother who was called Kofi, what would be his name?
Kofi Kwame.
Okay, all right. So the name doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Let's look beyond that. Tell the president to find out how they got into the country first, why they were not quarantined second, before you talk about registering them.
Okay. We've run out of time. We've come to the end
This year's
of this
election.
discussion.
Will you be-
It's been very insightful.
In the
It's been
vote?
very insightful. And for information, we are meeting in 2 weeks' time for a discussion that is very important, which I'll post it on the page, on our page, and then you can start doing your research. Then we'll come for that meeting. You've not been communicating on the
Yes,
page.
remove, because I mostly don't have data. By the time I come back, you've discussed everything and I don't have a say in it. Remove me.
Stop giving your money to Tuesday, Wednesday underage
Do
girls.
you know what happens after Wednesday? If I give my money to them Tuesday, Wednesday, do you know what happens to me on Thursday? Please.
So what about the 80 gig we receive every month? What do you use it for?
So the mom will help you know.
All right. Okay. So we are. We'll meet again next week. Thank you very much for coming.
This old man, bye.
Thank you.
Remember,